Hey everybody, we are back with our second Sci-Fi Friday review on Saturday for the evening, and we chose to split this up because we had 2 season finales tonight, possibly 2 series finales, because neither show has been picked up for an additional season. We are hoping for them, but we'll see what happens. This video is for the review of the season 1 finale of Dark Matter. And the whole season was absolutely amazing, and they totally saved the best for last.
Yeah, it was a great 2 episodes. I love it. 2 back-to-back episodes. It was great.
And just the way the 2 episodes complemented each other. Like the first of the 2 episodes was very kind of action-packed, edge-of-your-seat action, and the second was very just kind of constant tension. Like so, it was like a suspense kind of episode, and it was edge-of-your-seat suspense. Just the complementary nature of the 2 episodes. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. All right, so on to the episodes.
Five's dream.
Yeah, so she has this crazy dream and ends up discovering a little like data chip underneath the mess hall table, and it's got a voice recording of 2 and 4 talking about how they have to kill somebody.
Yeah, and it's a male. They say him. We have to kill him. So we know it's 1, 3, or 6.
Yeah, and we aren't ever given a time for it. We know it's prior to them getting in the stasis pods because they say on there when we get to the mining colony after we come out of stasis.
Yeah. So 5 has this dream, and she goes to basically verify the dream. And yes, the data chip is under the table, and it takes her some time to decode it. But wow, surprise moment. I mean, 2 and 4 are conspiring against somebody. Who are they conspiring against? We had to wait 2 whole episodes basically to find out, and holy shit. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. We also get, in the first episode of the double finale, we get a lot more information about 2's origin.
Yeah.
And it's even cooler than we kind of imagined.
Yeah.
First of all, Will Wheaton did a guest appearance.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
And surprise, surprise, the guy plays a fucking... let me do that again. And surprise, surprise, the guy And surprise, surprise, the guy plays an amazing villain.
Yeah, he was such a cocky asshole. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to punch him in the face and hug him at the same time.
You see him on Big Bang Theory, and he plays like evil Will Wheaton. In this one, he played like evil scientist Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
And I love evil scientist Will Wheaton.
It was fantastic.
He was creepy and...
He was the right amount of creepy, the right amount of cocky and arrogant. Like, it was perfect. It was great.
He reminded me of the guy from Ex Machina, the scientist in that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
and that's
it's a perfect evil villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sci-fi, and so we find out a little bit about her, but they do leave some little tidbits that they can bring in later seasons. Now we do kind of at the end of the first episode get a hint that she might have been created in order to save this other guy who is like on life support and stuff. It seems like she might have been created for some reason to like for his brain to get transferred into something. You know, that's kind of the feel I got from it. So that'll be really interesting to see where they go with that.
And I think that's going to come around next season if this does get renewed. I think the person who whoever 2 and 4 were conspiring against is the one who is working with the old man in the hospital or whatever.
It might be, yeah.
To turn 2 over to them, and I think that's why they were conspiring.
That's a very good possibility.
So
yes, that makes sense.
That's just something that literally just occurred to me like 10 seconds ago. So we'll see what happens there. And the first episode of the double episode finale ends on a major cliffhanger. Somebody zaps the android with the android zapper and takes the
data chip.
The data chip thingy out of her neck and makes her completely unavailable. It basically deactivate her.
Yep.
So who did that?
Yes, and that's where episode 2 picks up.
Yes.
So Android's out of commission, and
everybody is searching the ship.
Yeah, because they think, you know, that we were just invaded. Maybe we missed somebody. It's a big ship. It's easy to be done. So they do a complete sweep, and they realize...
And it's almost half of the episode they spent searching the ship. And it's like this constant tension, and you're waiting for somebody to jump out, even though you kind of know that it's one of the crew members. So you're on at the same time, simultaneously, you're waiting for a possible intruder to jump out, although you're not really expecting it, but you're like maybe. Or you're waiting for somebody to betray the crew.
Yeah, and they do they do the whole sweep, and that leads them down to their vault, and they go in the vault, and 2 checks the container with the android stun thing, and sees that it's empty, and she's like, "It's one of us because this was locked."
Which we kind of knew, but you're like, well, maybe, but maybe not. But yeah, probably.
You're kind of hoping it wasn't, but.
So it was really interesting the way they did it, because even though as the viewer we knew it was one of the crew, it had to be. You
still wanted it to not be, and you were still waiting. But still, they were, they're paired off, so you're waiting for either somebody to jump out, or you're waiting for one of them to turn on their partner.
Yeah.
So it was very tense.
Yeah. And the pairings, they switched it up a little bit. Like they teamed 1 with 4, who never team.
Yeah, 1 and 4 never team, and 2 teams herself up with 3.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting. And I knew it had something to do because they shared this look during the first episode of the season finale. And I was like, that's going to come back to play. So I kind of knew they were going to kind of have a chat. And they did about, why did you give them the code? And, basically, he was like, it was strategic. You're the best person to lead the show.
And he's totally lying.
Yeah, I think he's lying. I kind of think he might have some hidden feelings for her.
He definitely does. I think he was lying. I think he is totally in love with 2. And, yeah. I'm looking forward to that in season 2. Because I would ship 2 and 3 way before I would ship 2 and 1.
Yeah, ditto. Also, as soon as we are confirmed it's somebody from the ship, I suspect 2. Now 2's my favorite character, but I totally think it's her because she was down there, on that scientific research facility for a long time. They could have done something to her.
Yeah,
they very easily. Yeah. And I'm like, so I think it's her. The entire episode, I think it's her.
And I thought it was. I'm like, 5 is always right.
Yeah.
It always comes around that whatever 5 is saying is right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm waiting for 2, to basically turn heel.
Yeah, and you just know, 1 and 3 are going to accuse the other, so it can't be either one of those. Yeah. So it's got to be either 2...
2, 3, 4, or 6.
No, 2, 4, 5, or 6.
2, 4, 5. Well, it's not 5.
Yeah, well, I mean... We do, okay,
no
so
way it was 5.
We find out, though, in the episode that 5 is the one who wrote the program to erase the memories.
Yeah.
So that kind of, that was like, well, I don't know, maybe she's got, a sleeper cell program or something in her brain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't really think it was 5, but she is one of the possibilities.
Yeah.
I didn't suspect 6 at all.
No.
4, I had a slight suspicion for 4. I didn't suspect 1, 3, or 6 at all.
See, once it was revealed that 5 had written the program to erase their memories, I'm like, all right, there's a reason why it's not malicious.
Yeah.
And even 6, when she's talking to him, says, I don't think you meant to hurt anybody. He is the one who betrayed everybody, and he is the one who is walking out with the GA when they take everybody else captive.
I think it also could be, out of all of the hardened criminal group, is probably one of the softest outside of 1, but he's, technically not, since he's impersonating a hardened criminal. But out of the actual group, 6 is kind of the softest and the nicest, and he feels bad about what he did, what he had a part of, and so I could see him think, not necessarily infiltrating, is I can see this version of him without his memories, seeing how dangerous all the other crew members are, and turning the whole ship in.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
That's what I'm leaning towards, especially since they did the lie detector test. Now, there are people who can pass a lie detector test in current day, so I don't know how that is in future science fiction day, but I think he does have his memories gone, and that...
he's decided to turn everybody in because they're terrible people.
Yeah, they're terrible people.
And he feels guilty for what crimes he
committed. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's turning himself in, too.
Right.
He feels guilty for...
I could see that, yeah. That would make perfect sense. Yeah. And so, wow, what an amazing season finale. And it was a double-parter back to back, which was an absolutely genius move.
Oh yeah.
Because you were able. Genius. I mean, to spread that out over 2 weeks, I think it would have been more than my heart could handle. out of all the sci-fi shows that deserve, or the three of them that were on this summer. You know, we had Defiance, Killjoys, and Dark Matter. Out of all three of them, Dark Matter deserves another season as much as any of them. So.
Yeah. It was absolutely fantastic. It was a great season 1.
And out of all three, I think probably Dark Matter is the most intellectual out of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Killjoys is really fun.
It's Defiance and Killjoys is more action than anything.
Yeah, it's fun and action, and Dark Matter's the thinker.
There's a lot of cerebral stuff going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot more for us to talk about. There's a lot of like, did this person do this? Did this person do this? Yeah. There's a lot for us to discuss, and it's such a great show to review. Yeah, absolutely. So we are really hoping for a season 2. So let's try to start a hashtag. Okay? Hashtag Renew Dark Matter. Okay? Yes. So tweet that shit out. Hashtag Renew Dark Matter. Hashtag Renew Dark Matter. Okay, so that is going to be it for our Sci-Fi Friday reviews for a little bit. We'll pick these back up again on September 11th with Z-Nation! Hurrah! Z-Nation! Yes. We love Z-Nation. I love Z-Nation. It's a guilty pleasure. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that like button and subscribe for more content. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.